So anyways guys, welcome to another day with ZIMALETA. In today's video we have this Nissan here. This is a Nissan Rogue. It is misfiring and a little smoke coming out from the back. In the last video that I did, I was actually trying to diagnose the problem, and I believe this is either the coil packs or spark plugs. And the reason I think that is this Nissan has a little bit over 200,000 miles on it. This wasn't happening before. And when spark plugs were out on the car at about 100,000 miles, 80 to 100,000, they start making the car kind of shake and do all crazy stuff. So for somebody that's not experienced, it's going to look a little bit scary, and you may think, what's going on? But no need to fear. That's actually what's going on. It's just that the spark plugs, they're most likely worn out, or coil packs. We're gonna find out, because I do have a spare Nissan Rogue like this, and that Nissan Rogue has coil packs as well. You could see this is all individual coil packs right here for the spark plugs. I could also swap them out, see which one's gonna be causing what, but at this point what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to loosen this up as well, get it out of here. And I believe to do that we're gonna be just using like one of these tools here. So seems like that should do it. Well, looks like I just need to get that loose. So let's just do this here. So we'll put that aside. So this is already loose. So the very next thing we gotta do is we gotta loosen up this clamp as well. Same principle. It's a interesting type of clamps. They look a lot more reliable. So next we got a piece of tube right there. We're just gonna use some pliers to get that loose. Let's just put it up a little higher. Okay, let's inspect the tubing. That seems to be okay. So one part is down. I'm just gonna set it down for now. So what do we have here? Let's see if we could do this with minimum amount of tools. So we're gonna go ahead and actually undo that one. And I'm using these tools, guys. You could use the ordinary stuff like this, the normal tools, but as far as making a video, this is going to be a little bit faster. I don't want to waste any one of your time. It's important to me that you guys get what you came for without wasting much of your time. So we're gonna undo that one. So this is a coil pack number 2. I'm gonna actually try to set it up in such a way. So number 3, not that it matters, but you know, they're all the same. I like that they're individual like this. They are just kind of like by themselves, because if it's a pack of 4 and they go out, it could be like $250 just for a set of 3. You know, we got 4 here, so easily each one could be like $100. Okay. Oh, immediately look at this, guys. It's like I almost don't need to go any further. Look how oily this is. This is actually really bad. So question is, what's going on? Heck, there's so much oil. See, we just found the problem, guys. Oil means smoke. So my thing is, what's oil doing down in there? I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm gonna try to give you guys a good angle, but there's a lot of oil back there. There shouldn't be no oil. You can see the other spark plugs, they're nice and dry. So obviously this is causing some issues with the spark plug. Gosh, that's not a good sign. So my concern is that the oil is actually coming in. See, this is the oil fill tube right here. There is no way that the oil could actually get from here to there. just like that. So I believe there's a seal back there. Right there, there's a seal, and what's going on is that seal is bad. So looks like to me that this whole valve cover needs to come off. There's a lot of work back here to actually try to get it removed, including loosening up the motor mounts, because it appears to me that there's actually no other way to do it that's going to be easy, because possibly that seal is bad, and by the looks of it, there's a lot more shiny stuff going on around the very top. It's a lot more dry at the very top, so my concern is there's oil making it through. Now there's some oil catch cans that they sell. Possibly this one is producing a little much. I mean, there's no turbo in here, so I'm not sure if that particular place it's probably not producing that much oil. So what we're gonna do is, obviously we're not gonna be doing this job right now to try to actually remove the whole valve body, but instead I'm just gonna try to remove as much oil, whisk away some of the as much oil as possible. Chances are the spark plug itself is still fine. It's just that oil, it's dirty. It's making things really bad. At this point, I'm going to just insert a paper towel. This is actually a paper towel. At this point, I don't know like the best way to try to remove oil, but I'm just gonna try to whisk it away with this paper towel as much as possible. So it looks like it's soaking it in. Nice. So I need to get some kind of trash bag. Well, I don't want to really be touching any of that oil. I just got a piece of plastic bag there. You know, guys, sometimes when it comes to cars, you just have to have a little bit of idea where to look, you know, as to like what's going on. And that's what I try to provide on this channel for you guys. I do have a main channel, which is ZIMALETA Motors. I mean, not ZIMALETA Motors, but it's ZIMALETA How To Show. And on that channel I deal a lot with my work vehicle, which is my Sprinter van. So not a lot of guys actually that knows how to work on them. Anybody that does, they charge an arm and a leg for service. So my goal is to save you as much of that money as possible, as long as you're willing to do the work yourself. So looks like I forget and I keep getting my hands dirty. I mean, I don't mind getting my hands dirty. It's just I have to operate a camera at the same time. So I will be pulling the spark plug out. Unfortunately, some of that oil is going to get into the cylinder. I'm thinking that there's a good possibility that the oil is making its way through there. However, it's probably not that likely, but we will check by removing the spark plug. But one thing's for sure, some of that oil will get in the engine, but possibly causing some smoke. And you can see it's quite a mess. So we whisk away as much oil as we can already out of here. Now it's just down in the crevices. It's really hard to get to. So the next step is to actually remove the spark plug. Now, I'm not sure which size spark plug this is. A lot of them is 5/8. Let's see what this is. And you can see how the spark plug is. I mean, my tool is just all oily. I am churning this, and it churns quite easy, because I don't think this is the proper one. Let's go with the small one, see what this is. I'm just guessing here, guys. This is actually feels like it's the right size. I would like it to be a little bit different. Let's see, this is 9/16, 5/8. Let's see if this 14 will work. I just want something that's got 6 sides to it instead of that other stuff. Okay, that seems solid enough. Okay, let's do the honors and pull the spark plug. Okay, it's working. It's not that tight. Now with all that oil, chances are the spark plug is it's gonna be hard to pull it out. I'm gonna need some needle nose, and I don't have any back here. And the way I used to do it is put some paper towel inside of the actual tool, and that removes it for me. So, kind of good. Let's see what I have in my bag here. I can have one incy-bincy little tool. This is I got some needle nose pliers, but they're kind of short, but I could get it. Okay. Oh yeah, it's a bad. Well, I don't know if this is normal. These are NGKs. It's got a very thin. It's got a pretty big gap here. Whoa. I haven't really dealt too much with NGK spark plugs, but I don't know if that's really normal for it to be like that. It seems like it's a pre-gap spark plug because the way it's designed. So most likely this is okay. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm going to grab a hot torch. I'm gonna hold this in my arm like this. I'm gonna heat it up, and I'm gonna get rid of all the oil. So I do have my hot torch with me, and the purpose for me to actually do this is go ahead and burn off all the oil from there to make it a lot more dry. What I'm going to do, guys, for good measure, is I'm going to set the spark plug down. Gonna let it chill. We're gonna go right now to my other Nissan Rogue. I'm gonna pull out another spark plug, and we're going to see whether that spark plug is the same as these NGKs here, and if it is, then I'll be able to compare, because that one has twice less mileage as this. So if somebody has taken care of it, chances are that that one's gonna have pretty good spark plugs. I also got some Bosch plugs But I'll tell you something, guys. I do want to kind of mention some things, and this is just so you get as much information as possible when it comes to this kind of problems. This Nissan Rogue has been doing this problem for a while. Let's see if I could pull this boot off. Probably not. A lot of this stuff I'm doing for the first time. I hope I don't ruin it. Okay, so this is fine. That's the way it's supposed to be, because there's oil all inside of it here. So okay, I guess let's just talk about this right here, and then I'm going to mention some other stuff. Obviously this is a good thing that I've taken this apart, because there's plenty of oil, and what this is going to do, it's going to continuously make it misfire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off one more coil pack from my spare Nissan, and then I'm just going to replace it with this, and along with a spark plug. If it's the same, you know, if I'm going to compare it, see which one's better. But at this point, I mean, you could clearly see there's a lot of oil in this boot here, and that's going to cause all kinds of issues. And I could see that almost that it actually had a pretty good seal here, and oil has been getting in here for a while. So that leads me to my next point. We had this Nissan Rogue for over a year, and from the beginning my wife said sometimes it would shake, but because I was on the road working, obviously I was not there to inspect this type of issue, to find out like what's going on. She said sometimes it would shake, and she just keeps on driving, and I don't know if it's serious or what, you know. And every time I come home and I try to test drive, try to recreate this problem, it would never happen for me. So this leads me to believe that this has been going on for a while. This is not just a new occurrence. This has just been really going on, even like since last summer. It was just not that bad. So I guess I had a little bit less oil. So what does all this mean? Well, if you're an owner of this, you know, Nissan Rogue, and you're having the same type of issues, what does that mean for you? Well, you could probably not service it right now, you know, like, and actually spend money on getting like a new spark plug, which is not a big deal. You don't have to get like a new electronic coil pack to try to replace it. All you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to do a very minimum work, and that's just clean it up back there, get rid of all the oil, and reinstall everything as it is. You're not gonna have to mess with the valve cover at all, because that's gonna get a little bit pricey. Most likely, some of you guys would not be doing this yourself if you find this out, and if you take it to a mechanic, oh, they're gonna tell you that you're gonna need it done for sure, because you would need to get it done. But here's what I think. This is a used car, and this is not a show car. This is not a car that I need to be 100% like, you know. So you could be spending an arm and a leg on a car, trying to get it perfect. But I don't recommend it, because that's going to cost you a lot of money, unless it's like it's your baby and you must have it done. Then, you know, get it done. But if you're somebody that you're trying to save money, you're not trying to spend money that you don't have on stuff that you really don't need right now, then you could actually lay this service out for later. So my advice would be, clean it up, reinstall everything, keep driving until this problem happens again. Once it happens again, you're gonna need to think about, well, did it happen a year later? Did it happen a week later? Did it happen a day later? Well, if this is happening a day later, then yes, you're gonna need to get it done. You know, even if it happens a week later, you're gonna need to get this done, because you know, this is a car, you need it to drive to work and stuff. You don't want to be under the hood all the time, unless you're okay with cleaning it up every time. So you could extend it that way. Now, I would of course do this myself, but is it really necessary for me to do it? Probably not. Will I do it? I don't know. We will see how this problem is going to continue. But most likely I'm going to end up upgrading my wife just to a newer Nissan Rogue that has twice less mileage as this. and just let her drive that, because I like to save money and I'm not gonna try to throw money away on some service that I really don't need. So that being said, let's continue.